What's going on, guys? Jacob Skips here, and I wanted to make a really quick video on why you probably shouldn't compete or enter a physique contest, and hopefully have this video as a reference for any of you who are looking to enter the bodybuilding competition, fitness model show, or whatever the case may be, so that you can use this as a checklist to ensure that if you do decide to enter a competition, that you're A, doing it for the right reasons, and B, you're setting yourself up for success and not going to be worse off for having entered a contest prep, which is very, very common, both in my experience and what I've seen from a lot of competitors. So first, it's really important to understand the extreme nature of bodybuilding. In essence, it's semi-starvation. You are going to go through a chronic period of a calorie deficit, and that is going to have a number of health consequences, both physiologically and psychologically. And a lot of people really don't give enough respect to how difficult a physique contest can be on your body, your lifestyle, and your mental well-being. Your energy levels will drop, your mood will change, you'll have altered personality, your hunger will increase through the roof. That should come as no surprise. There's hormonal disruption, so females are typically prone to menorrhea, so the loss of the menstrual cycle. Males' sex drive drops massively, which is a really bad time for most men. You become extremely irritable, and your sleep quality will suffer dramatically. So there are a number of things that happen physiologically and psychologically to an athlete as an enduro contest prep that are quite serious and dire. And if we are going to endure all of this, we want to make sure that we're doing it for the right reasons. And we also want to make sure that we're going to be able to handle the stress that is placed on our body, life, and psyche throughout this contest prep. And this video isn't designed to scare you guys out of competing or make you fearful of a contest prep, but instead to highlight some of the important considerations that I hope you have when you're deciding to step on stage. And I wanted to make this video just to highlight some of my philosophies and I guess my beliefs in why somebody should compete and why they shouldn't compete. Not that these are right or wrong, but instead I hope they help you determine whether or not a contest prep is right for you, and it's going to be a good decision. So here are some of the reasons that people do compete from both my experience and what I've seen online in bodybuilding circles. And I think these are probably the wrong reasons to compete. And the first one is for social media fame. A lot of people are getting on stage these days so that they can change their Instagram handle or put in their bio that they came second or third in their fitness comp, or they're doing it for a photo and that, glory of being a competitor. And for the most part, this is not the right reason. If you're doing a physique show and you're going to put yourself through this for that, I dare say that that is not a good reason to compete. The second one is people use a contest prep as a means to an end. They might be unhappy with their current physique, they might be a little bit overweight, out of shape, and they think that a contest prep is going to solve their physique related issues. And I'm telling you now, this is only going to cause more problems than it will solve, and you're going to be worse off if you do a contest prep for that reason. The third one is for the outcome. People get on stage and they enter a contest prep because they want to be the best. They want to get a trophy, they want to win first place, and instead of focusing on the self-development and improving their own physique and bringing the best condition that they can possibly bring to the stage, they focus on the outcome. And again, this is only going to set you up for disappointment, because at the end of the day, bodybuilding is a subjective sport. The judges are going to decide who they think has the best physique, and it may not be the right decision at times. And if you've put in all this hard work and you come second and you feel like your contest prep was a failure because there was somebody who was better than you, then again, you're not doing it for the right reasons. So don't get me wrong, contest prep can be an extremely rewarding process, and it's a great learning curve for many people. It teaches you the fundamental principles of training and diet, especially in a calorie deficit, and can indeed develop some serious life skills and really important traits that can help you achieve success in anything that you do, such as discipline, commitment, persistence, patience, and how to cook. So again, I cannot stress enough that before you go into a contest prep, it's really important to consider your reason why you're doing so and take into account the implications that an extended fat loss phase has on your physiological and psychological well-being. And I wanted to outline a few of the boxes that you need to tick to make sure that your fat loss phase and contest prep is going to be a success. And the first one is to be training for a significant period of time. Make sure that you have the requisite muscle development for your division so that when you get on stage, you look the part. Don't enter a contest prep if you've only been in the gym for a few months. Even if you do have good muscularity, you probably want to be training for at least a couple of years before you enter a contest prep so that you have the muscle mass there on stage and you don't look like a skinned rabbit when you diet down. Make sure you have a healthy relationship with food and you have appropriate eating behaviors and no disordered eating such as binge eating or excessive restriction or even really dichotomous way of looking at food. Also make sure that you've got a healthy relationship with your body. If you're somebody who's exercising to always change your body or you're perpetually dieting and unhappy with your physique, then a bodybuilding contest prep is only going to heighten these issues. Also make sure that you've successfully dieted before. Again, if you're using a contest prep as a means to an end to solve your physique related issues, you're only setting yourself up for disaster. You want to be able to have dieted and maintained your weight successfully countless times before entering a contest prep. If you've never dieted successfully before and you want to enter a contest prep, chances are you're not going to achieve the level of conditioning necessary and it's going to be an extremely arduous process. More importantly, make sure that your lifestyle is conducive to a contest prep. Make sure that your relationships are healthy with your family, your friends. Make sure that your work situation or your career is in a position that will allow you to endure a lot of stress, because if you have a lot of stress through work and important deadlines, things like this, your job's extremely taxing, requires you to travel all the time and things like that, then a contest prep is only going to make work really hard. And at the end of the day, if you lose your job because of a contest prep, was it really worth it? And again, make sure that if you're going to enter a contest prep, that you're process orientated. Embrace the challenge, embrace the learning, and really start to enjoy, the dieting phase, the training, the constant progress that you see, and striving for progress instead of perfection. And don't worry about the outcome. Let that take care of itself. If you're somebody who's looking to compete, then you want to make sure that you're process orientated and you're not always reliant on outcomes and getting hell-bent on seeing changes day to day, week to week. You really need to have fallen in love with the process of physique. So that's just my thoughts on why you should and shouldn't compete and what you need to do to set yourself up for a successful contest prep. And to wrap up, make sure that you start from a position of strength. You don't want to be going into a contest prep starting from a position of weakness. And again, a position of weakness will be the wrong reasons for your contest prep, being overweight and out of shape, having no resistance training experience, having an unhealthy relationship with body image, food, your lifestyle being in disarray, you've never dieted before, and you've only been training for a couple of weeks. If you start a contest prep from a position of weakness, you're only setting yourself up for a really, really difficult and painful experience. So again, a contest prep is extremely rewarding. I absolutely love the challenge of competing, and I know full well the ramifications that extended periods at a calorie deficit have on both my physique, my relationships, my mental health, and everything else in between. And I do my best to make sure that I'm starting from a position of strength and I'm competing for the right reasons. And the reason I compete is for the progress that I've made over the years. I love using a contest prep as a measuring stick to see where I am with my physique. I don't care if I win, I don't care if I lose. It's not for social media and it's not for anyone else but for me. I do it for me, and I try to beat myself every time I get on stage because I'm in love with the progression of bodybuilding and seeing how far I can take my body. So that's my reason why I compete. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Please share it with any of your friends or anyone you know who is competing or you feel may need to hear this. I hope you enjoyed it. Click like and I'll see you all next time.